Today, I'm taking on the Daily Dozen Challenge, which is Dr. Greger's checklist for optimal health. I have followed the checklist before in terms of familiarizing myself with the categories and trying to incorporate as many of the foods as I can, but I've never done a challenge where I check off all the boxes one by one without planning anything out, solely based on how I already eat and what I have in the fridge. I just want to see how my regular diet really stacks up. So with that, let's see if with just a typical day of eating, we will be able to complete this Daily Dozen Challenge. Let's start with breakfast. I am hungry and I think it'll be pretty easy to get a few boxes ticked off already. I do happen to have one serving of apple oatmeal cooked already, so that's what we're going to have. But now here's the first issue that I've come across so far using the Daily Dozen. I made this apple oatmeal a couple days ago, and as you guys know, I like to make a big batch all at once, so I'm just not really sure how many apples are in each serving. If you're following the checklist, you can click the little information button and it'll tell you that one serving of fruit should be a medium-sized fruit, which I don't think that much is in one serving of this oatmeal. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of extra fruit into mine just to make sure we're really completing that first box accurately. And then I'm also going to include some berries as well so that we can tick off the berry checklist. And then, we're also taking off a box for whole grains because this oatmeal is obviously made with oats. Okay, so to follow the measurements from the checklist exactly, we need at least a half cup of cooked oats. And I think these oats have about a half cup of apple in there already as well. And I'm just gonna top this with a little bit of soy milk for extra creaminess. I'll also just cut a half of this apple to make up the other half of our one medium-sized fruit. For berries, we also need a half cup serving. I also usually put flax and chia into my big batch of oatmeal, but I forgot in this batch. So I'm just gonna add an extra 1 tablespoon of ground flax, and then we will tick off the flaxseed box as well. And walnuts. Let's add a 1/4 cup of walnuts to this, and boom, just like that, we've already ticked off 5 boxes so far today. So even though I have checked off 5 boxes already just with breakfast, it does seem like completing the rest is going to be a bit of a challenge because I don't have anything prepared, which obviously was the challenge. I just wanted to see how my normal diet stacks up, but it got me thinking that this Daily Dozen would actually make a really good meal prep, because in a meal prep, we'd be easily able to plan out the correct quantities for each category. So if that's something you would be interested in seeing, like a full Daily Dozen meal prep, let me know in the comments below. I think that would be really fun. And something else that I've always liked about the Daily Dozen is that it is just a checklist for optimal health, meaning that these are the minimum quantities of food you should eat every day. So it does leave a little bit of wiggle room if you wanted to eat something that's not on the list, like for example, the soy milk that I had in my morning oats. There's no like penalization for eating that. Dr. Greger even says that the goal of this checklist was to make sure that you're filling up on all the good foods so that you don't have a lot of room left for those less healthy foods. So I'm feeling pretty good so far. I mean, breakfast was pretty similar to what I normally eat, but I think it'll get a little bit harder as we move on to lunch and dinner. So for lunch, I think we need to tackle some beans here. I'm already kicking myself for not including them in breakfast because there are 3 boxes to take off and each serving is at least half a cup of beans. So I'm gonna use some chickpeas in our lunch. We're just gonna make a simple chickpea smash on toast, which will also cross off another box for whole grains. We're also gonna need to add some veggies to this lunch. Now, I don't have anything prepped in particular, but the good news is that I did just get a local produce box delivery last night. I love this box, but the only thing is that it comes at night, so I don't really have time to prep anything, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you my little hack to solve that problem. If you end up with midweek groceries, instead of just taking out one item to add into that particular meal, try prepping the whole amount. So for example, I wanna add a bell pepper to this salad. Instead of just washing one, I'm going to wash and chop them all, and that way we will have prepped bell peppers ready to go for the next few days. So this is just a rye bread that I made over the weekend. This is what I'm going to use for our toast. Now, does this count towards the daily dozen? I know Dr. Greger doesn't love bread. He usually recommends whole intact grains instead, but if you click on the little info button under whole grains, it does say it can include a slice of bread or even a bagel or tortilla. So I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna count it for today since I have it ready to use up, and it's gonna taste really good with our chickpea smash. So we're just gonna add our little side salad to this chickpea toast so we can get some of our veggies crossed off for the day. The lettuce in the salad is 1 box for greens, and then the bell pepper and celery are each 1 box for other vegetables. And that brings our total for lunch to another 5 boxes checked off. Okay, let's make a super simple snack to tick off a couple more boxes. Now, as I was looking through the categories, I noticed that under whole grains, there is an option for 3 cups of popcorn to tick off 1 box. And I absolutely love popcorn. It makes the perfect snack, and it is so easy to make in the microwave. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it. All we need is some popcorn kernels and of course a microwave safe container to pop them in. And I'm gonna have this with some fruit so that I can get an extra fruit box ticked off as well. So all we need is about 1/4 cup of kernels in a microwave safe bowl. And I'm just gonna cover the bowl with this microwave safe plate so that the kernels don't pop out and go everywhere in the microwave. And we're just gonna use the popcorn setting and let that pop. So just like that, we've ticked off 12 boxes already for today, and we still have a little ways to go, but we do have 1 meal left. We still have dinner, and I totally forgot I'm supposed to be ticking off my water as I go, which I am drinking water, but don't forget to mark down your water as you drink them. For dinner, we're just gonna keep it super easy and do a stir fry. I thought that would be a really good way to get the rest of the veggies in. And for beans, I'm actually gonna use tofu, which I thought that that's really cool that that's even an option for the bean category. To hit 1 serving on the checklist, we need 1/2 cup of tofu, which we actually need 2 servings of beans. So I think that 1 cup of tofu might be too much for 1 serving, but let's see how it looks when I actually measure it out and see if that's a viable serving option or not. If not, we may not make this bean category today, but I'm gonna try my best. And then for veggies, let's see what we've got. I know I do have some leftover kale, which I think can go into one of our categories. Oh, actually kale was in 2 categories. It's in the cruciferous category and also the greens category. And then that's actually the last of the veggies to tick off. So if the stir fry's looking kind of small with just those 2 greens in it, then maybe I'll add in some mushrooms as well, since I do have those in the fridge, and that'll just be a little extra bonus veggie for us today. I did also see that I need to have some turmeric in the spice category today, so I'm gonna add that into our stir fry, and let's go ahead and start cooking. For our stir fry sauce, we just need 1/4 cup of water or veggie broth, 1/4 cup of soy sauce, 1/8 cup of rice vinegar, 1/8 cup of maple syrup, 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric, a bit of black pepper to activate the turmeric, minced ginger, and cornstarch. And of course, I'll leave this recipe down below. I am actually surprised that I was able to tick off basically all of the boxes except for one. I am missing one category, and that is a box for other fruit. You know, I could probably just eat a piece of fruit right now, but I'm honestly so full that 3 cups of popcorn for a snack was quite a bit of food. But I could have that later if I wanted to, and I think that would be a nice dessert for the evening. I do have to say that with this challenge, I definitely wasn't hungry for like less healthy snacks. I think because I was just so focused on making sure I ticked off all of the boxes and I wasn't really hungry for anything else. Now, one thing that I think would make this challenge a lot easier would be to meal prep it. I do think that would be a fun one, a full daily dozen meal prep. So let me know in the comments if that would be something you're interested in. And if you are looking for other Dr. Greger inspired videos, I do have this one with his 21 tweaks. This is also located in the same Daily Dozen app. Actually, if you haven't downloaded that app yet, go do it right now. It is absolutely free. And then I encourage you to try out this Daily Dozen challenge yourself as well. And let me know in the comments how it goes for you.